Yate Osio Halito Istango Bojo from the Indian Nations University. You're watching Haskell News.
Welcome to Haskell News. My name is Shayna Lombard. Last month, Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins came to Haskell to talk about campus renovations and financial costs needed here. Here's my story. Kansas Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins came to Haskell campus to discuss future financial plans with the university president, Dr. Vanita Chenault. The two discussed unmet financial needs of Haskell Indian Nations University. For example, the maintenance of buildings and other financial costs.
I think the initial concern is funding request, make sure that the funding is maintained.
At her visit, Lynn Jenkins toured campus and also met up with Student Senate President Chris Sindo. Here's what he had to say.
I think it's a great follow-up visit after the visits we had in D.C. with her. Today, I always brought up equity when I talk to senators and congressmen, equity for tribal colleges all across the board. I just really asked for an investment from Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins. Every time, I tell her how much potential we have with the limited resources we have. If we had more resources, I think the potential is there.
Want to know more about pre-enrollment? Here's Rusty England with her story.
Students are beginning to pre-enroll for classes to take for summer and fall semester. As pre-enrollment continues through the week, students are comparing this year's enrollment process to previous years. Carolyn Wiseman talks about her experience with pre-enrollment.
When you first get here, it sucks. Well, it did for me because, freshmen are the last people to choose. And it goes like when you're a freshman in alphabetical order by last name, and mine's W. So I was trying to get labs out of the way and do all of that. That did not happen. So I kind of got all the classes that people didn't want to take, like art appreciation and public speaking. I think it gets easier each round or each year, each semester that you go as you get in the hang of it. I've heard people had issues with having to take the stuff to the registrar's office. My advisor was able to choose my classes and put it in the computer himself, and I didn't have to do anything with that. I just switched advisors, so I don't know how that's going to be, but I pre-enroll on Monday.
Alex Stevenson is getting a different experience this year when she pre-enrolls. Here she is explaining her side of pre-enrollment.
In the past, I've had to think about all the classes I still need to be able to get into the education program and prepare myself for that, so it's kind of stressful because I had to think about all those things first. But now I just got accepted into the education program, so they have preset classes for us. So for pre-enrollment of this year, all I have to do is go to my advisor, and then she will just plug in all those classes that I need already, and then it'll be done, so it'll be a lot easier.
Shelby Cloak explains how he never pre-enrolls and the consequences of that.
Usually I just wing it. I just pretty much don't pre-enroll and then rely on my counselor, my advisor, to just help me with the process next year, the year after, and then just get the classes that I need. But I don't know, this year I've been trying to be more diligent and get pre-enrolled, but since my check hasn't come for this year's tuition, I can't pay. I haven't been able to pay for the tuition, so I can't pre-enroll for next year. So I don't know, I'm just kind of running on luck now, winging it again.
Pre-enrollment for both the fall and summer semester is April 4th through the 15th. You must pre-enroll before you are able to pre-assign to your dorm. This is Rusty Anklin reporting for Haskell News.
The English department has started a writing lab in the library. Here's Duran Suneagle with the story.
The English department at Haskell Indian Nations University has been volunteering their time to form a writing center to help students with the writing process. Tutors are available to consult students at any point in the writing process, from brainstorming to final editing, with no appointments necessary. The Haskell Writing Center is located in the Haskell Library in room 119. Dr. Bonlove, who organized the Writing Center, explains his program.
We essentially work with students at every stage of the writing process. So if they haven't even gotten started on some essay assignment, but they just have some ideas they want to bounce off us, and there's there's someone here who can help them with that. Someone wants help with proofreading skills, editing skills. We can come and we can look at their essay before they turn it in, but also kind of use that as a opportunity to sort of show them just some techniques that they can use to do editing on their own, and of course everything in between. So work on drafting with them, organizing the paper, working on prose style, working on grammar if they want that help, and not just academic writing, but also any kind of writing. So, for example, we had someone who came in here the other day, wanted some help with writing a personal statement for an application to graduate school. So that wasn't an essay assignment, but he wanted help with that, and we helped him, and he had success. He got into the school he wanted, and so we do kind of really anything, any kind of writing-related thing that people are interested in getting help with. And then next semester we'll start off the semester with some peer tutors. So we'll have people who were hired, who are Haskell students, who will be helping us too. So I think that'll really supplement things.
The hours of the Haskell Writing Center are Tuesday from 10:30 to 12 p.m., 2:30 to 4 p.m., Wednesday from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., Thursday from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Friday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. For Haskell News, I'm Darren Suneagle.
The growing popularity of Tinder and Snapchat has reached Haskell. Tyler Jones caught up with students to get the scoop.
Tinder and Snapchat are common apps used on college campuses all over the country, but I wanted to know how much they're used here at Haskell. So I went out and asked for myself. I don't think the people knew quite what they were in for. You ready for a couple questions? You ready to go through the gauntlet?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go through.
Sure, yes.
Let's go. Let's get it.
I gotta know, have you ever used Tinder before?
Don't even know what that is.
Used to.
No, I have not, but I've heard about it.
Yes, actually.
Isn't that a site for GLSB or whatever they call themselves now?
I guess you could say that, yes. Did you have any success with it?
Unfortunately, no.
What about Snapchat? You use Snapchat?
I Snapchat once in a while, but I know a lot of people who do.
I wouldn't recommend it because I've seen Snapchats and people show some revealing stuff on it.
Oh yeah, of course I use Snapchat. Big Snapchat.
Really? What kind of stuff have you seen?
Breasts, the midsection, not your belly or your navel, a little bit lower. Let's see, and some backside, some derriere.
I like Snapchat.
So there's the results. These are still growing trends. Now will you try for yourself? For Haskell News, I'm Tyler Jones.
Want to know more about campus cleanliness? Here's Rachel Whiteside with her story on students cleaning up their campus.
On April 10th, Haskell's Wetland Preservation Club and other eco-ambassadors volunteered to help clean up and prepare for the first annual Wetlands Restoration Day, April 16th. Barbara Wolfen, an eco-ambassador, as well as a student and member of the Wetlands Preservation Club, gave a quick summary on what their organization did previous Sunday.
We divided into 3 groups. One group was to clean the old tennis court area in preparation for our first annual Wetlands Preservation Organization cleanup. And also we removed some of the planks for the trail that go out into the wetlands. And we also cleaned some of the trails so that other people can come out and help clean as well. With WPO, we're in collaboration with the Eco Ambassadors project. And also the WPO Club is working on making new posters for the kiosk that is out in the wetlands, reprinting them, having them laminated, and reupholstered.
Many Haskell students are affiliated with more than one tribe. Here's Terrence Littlejohn with the story.
Haskell, people will find a unique blend of students mixed with more than one tribal affiliation. Haskell student Andy Weber gives her perspective on the topic.
A bigger family? No, just kidding. Definitely. I definitely think some benefits are stronger community ties, stronger ties from nation to nation.
Haskell faculty Teresa Milk gives us the negative aspect of being multi-tribal.
Oh gosh, a lot of times there's enrollment issues. I know of a young lady and her son, on paper, are, you know, okay, so his dad's got a couple of different bloodlines, you know, and his mom's got a couple of different bloodlines. So he ends up with a little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this. And technically, he's got more native blood than his mother, but because he doesn't have a quarter blood in any one of those tribes, he can't be enrolled anywhere.
Whether you are one tribe or multi-tribal, it is always good to learn about who you are. This is Terrence Littlejohn for Haskell News.
Presidential candidates are making more of an effort to focus on Native American issues. Here's Chelsea Jenkins with more.
Native Americans don't see enough presidential candidates trying to appeal to them during the campaign trail. What many are seeing, though, is candidate Bernie Sanders giving light to problems Native Americans are currently facing and making specific plans to fix them. Bernie Sanders' Native American advisor, Nicole Willis, is the National Tribal Outreach Director. Her responsibilities include policy development, outreach strategy, and planning events for the candidate with tribal leaders and representatives. When asked why she thinks it's important that a presidential candidate have a Native American policy, Nicole said, "Having a specific tribal policy is important because it shows that you are familiar with the unique issues facing tribal nations, and it demonstrates that those issues are important to them." Why do you think it's important that a presidential candidate have a Native American advisor?
I think that it's vital that we have a Native American advisor because a lot of our issues, Indigenous issues, Native American issues, tribal nation issues, are often on the back burner. They are not brought to the forefront of discussions, and most of the time we are not on sitting at the discussion tables where decisions are being made on behalf of us. So I think it's very vital for our voices to be heard when we have a Native American advisor.
Haskell student Nathan Fraley is urging students to be more politically engaged.
At my age, it's the first time I'm able to act within an election. So it's my first time I'm seeing these things, I'm understanding these things. But for a student body, for having all of us be politically engaged, I believe it's a very important part, not even just for Native country, but for us, but all minorities and ethnicities.
When asked if she had any words for the students here at Haskell, Nicole Willis urges everyone to get involved and vote. She says, "Whether or not you are a tribal leader, your voice matters. As American Indians and Alaska Natives, the federal government has more of a role in our lives than they do in the lives of the average American. We owe it to ourselves and our children to be more informed, to participate, to educate, and to take every opportunity to elevate issues of importance to our communities."
I would say that every voice matters, every voice counts, whether it's in our national elections, whether it's in our state elections, or whether it's our tribal elections. A lot of these people that are being elected, they're making decisions for us, and we have a voice, and we have the right, and actually it's our responsibility to exercise that right to vote, because we have the opportunity and the capacity to change policies.
This is Chelsea Jenkins for Haskell News.
Thanks for watching Haskell News. My name is Shayna Lombard.